some fuel here so I can tackle this big thing that I'm about to do. There we go. Nothing like some Diet Dr. Pepper to help me get started. Anyway, hello YouTube, it's Captain Wolf here, back with another video for your viewing pleasure. And today, we're going to take a look at this big book off haul that I have over here. And to make sure I'm not spoiling anything, I don't think I'm spoiling anything, but that I got here. There's 3 CDs and a whopping 18 CDs that I have. So this is a pretty big haul. So I'm just going to do the DVDs first. This is Bohemian Rhapsody. I had Bohemian Rhapsody, the soundtrack. I didn't have the movie, and this was $2.50, so this is nice. This is a nice companion. I didn't actually see this movie when I wanted to see it, but I just didn't for some. I think my sister did. I remember that, but it was a nice little disc there. It's like a vinyl record, sort of. So that's the first one. Next up here is my first DVD from this show. The Perry Files from Phineas and Ferb. And I used to not like this show, but I do like Perry the Platypus, and I do enjoy the show now. Not as much as like Gumball or like SpongeBob or like that, but like it's still good. I still like it enough. I like the Perry the Platypus stuff in it. And I'm just going to try to go as fast as I can with these. I'm not going to look at the papers or anything like that. This is just a movie rewards thing. This is the disc. And this is back when they were doing like digital copies for stuff. So, and there is a digital copy. It's not like I'm actually going to need to use it. So, there's that. And finally, I've been getting into Saturday Night Live a lot. Specifically the Celebrity Jeopardy stuff. So this is a Will Ferrell one I found. There's like 3 of them. This is the best conditioned one. And it has a Celebrity Jeopardy episode on it, as you can see. So I do want to get more of these because I do kind of like, I do want to like archive the history of Saturday Night Live a little bit because it's a good comedy show and whatever. I didn't get a lot of movies in the shows, and it's just one movie, but whatever. And I didn't get a lot of DVDs, so that's probably, this is my whole stack of DVDs right here, these 3. So that's pretty much it for those. And the DVD portion of the March physical releases will probably not be very big. But the CD portion, I can confirm now will be, because I have these. And this is the only day out of 2 days that I've received CDs this month, because the next 2 CDs that are coming are pre-orders, and those are in April. So for April album releases, so obviously, so I'm just going to show you there's one compilation here, so I'm just going to show you that. This is the singles soundtrack here for the CDs. A lot of grunge bands and stuff. This is kind of a significant soundtrack for the grunge movement and stuff. You got the big bands in grunge on here. You got bands like Screaming Trees. I think Screaming Trees is on here. Yeah. Rest in peace, Mark Flanagan. I don't know if that's the band he was from or whatever, but forgive me if I'm not getting that right, but I know it has Pearl Jam, Chris Cornell, Alice in Chains, Mother of Love Bone, Terry Date. No, that's one of the producers. Soundgarden, and a ton of other bands. Yeah, there's a Jimi Hendrix song on here, so that's cool. Yeah, this is the disc and stuff like that. So that's the single soundtrack. Pretty good. Next up, and continuing on with the subject of grunge, right here, Pearl Jam's Backspacer, and this was the only main Pearl Jam album I needed in my collection. Now I have every Pearl Jam album that's ever been released. So that's Backspacer. And Pearl Jam's digipacks are always weird, sort of like when this is the booklet, and if you want to see the inside, this is what the inside is like. Weird look, and then the disc is actually in a little slip sleeve on it. So this is a picture of it. Same on the back, and then the disc is this. So yeah, I finally have every Pearl Jam album now. So that's very good. And this was $1 too. These were all $1. So that's why I was able to purchase so much. So Pearl Jam's Backspacer. Next up is from one of the most legendary bands of all time. This is probably my greatest pickup in the entire time I've been doing this on YouTube. The Best of Nickelback Volume 1. No, this isn't really one of the best, but just it was $1, and like whatever. Like I don't even think they're that bad, but it's I just bought this because it would be funny to purchase this, and some of their stuff is okay, so whatever. I'm sorry that I probably just lost some subscribers from that, but whatever. There's probably about like 20 people that are like, "What? Are you kidding?" Yeah, whatever. It's nice that they put the sticker right here on it too. Look, like the Best Nickelback Volume 1. Whatever, I guess. Next up is a single from actually a new band right here. I'm already showing it. The Colt Coming Down, Drug Tongue. I don't know what album this was on, but there's another album from the Cult in this little stack as well. There, so and this is a nice little single. I figured why not get it. And this is the inside of it. Has this like snap cover or whatever. This is what digipacks were like back then. And the disc is nice. The inside of it looks nice. So yeah, compact disc maxi single. That's for their song Coming Down, Drug Tongue, the Colt. Next up, we got Motion City soundtrack. Commit This to Memory. This is my first from this band. There's a lot of firsts in this one, and some that I probably won't be getting again, but whatever, from their discography. But this one I might. Motion City soundtrack. Here. There's show the disc. There we go. Produced by Mark Hoppus. That's Motion City soundtrack. Commit This to Memory. Next up is my first from this band. This is Brand New, Deja and Tindu. And I know there's a lot of controversy about Brand New now. Like, but you know what? Like this one, it was $1, so why not? I probably won't get every Brand New album, but this is good. Deja and Tindu. And here's the disc itself in the back of the booklet. Yeah, so that's Brand New, that album. Probably one of their better albums, I think. I haven't listened to everything from Brand New, but I would well, from what I remember, this is probably one of their better ones. This one's another first. Brian Seltzer Orchestra, The Dirty Boogie. That's a weird title for an album. And I don't know what this is specifically, but it's seems like it would be fun to pick up, and I did. So these were all $1. must I remind you again, and this is why I have so many of them here. Actually, there's a piece of the sticker label still left on it. Let me just remove that in real time. There's that. There's on it. And then that's the booklet and stuff. I think they're like a ska band, SKA, because there's people playing horns and saxophone and stuff in the background in that picture, so that's probably what it is. Could be. I don't really know much about this, but that's my assumption. Dirty Boogie by Brian Seltzer Orchestra. Next up, yet another first here. We got here Echo and the Bunnymen. The album. Don't know much about this band. I did want to pick this up. Archive a lot of stuff, so yeah, pretty cool. Back. And here's the inside. I got these yesterday because I went to the Orange County, the Costa Mesa area yesterday. That's where Book Off is, and I have family that lives there, so we go to visit them every once in a month. So that's Echo and Buddyman. Next up is Issues with Headspace for $1. And there is controversy surrounding this band as well, just like with Brand New, because of Tyler Carter doing something. You know what? I don't really care about that. And this was $1, and I did want to maybe try my best to complete their main studio album collection. There's still an EP that they have, but whatever. Not that I'm like super huge on this band anyway, but like they're good. Issues is good enough. This is probably Beautiful Oblivion's their best, I think. This would probably be their second best, even though I don't know. I haven't heard as much from it yet, and that's the disc that I'm showing you here. And this folds out to be like a poster, so I'm not even going to try to do that. You just have to figure it out for yourself if you ever get this anywhere. So it's Headspace by the band Issues. Next up is yet another first here. This is Highly Evolved by The Vines, a band named The Vines. Here. That's the spine and the back. They're an Australian band. I haven't heard as much from them. So, and I usually collect albums to figure out what bands sound like. So, I figured that would be a good idea. This cover artwork is pretty good too. So I'm going to show that to you again. This is The Vines with Highly Evolved. Next up is my second album from this band, actually. This is Lost Souls by the band Doves. I have The Last Broadcast. Now I have this one. Oddly enough, I found The Last Broadcast at a thrift store. I found this at Book Off, obviously, from what I've been saying. And I would usually see this album, and I would never get it. It just didn't get as much. And then finally, I have this album, so that's pretty cool. And there's bonus tracks on here, so that's nice. And here's the inside of everything, like I usually do, like I usually show in my CD videos. Oddly enough, the March releases video that the physical media releases for March will probably be the exact same as this video. The only difference is the Black Map and the Skillet albums from the previous video will be in that. So, obviously, because it's the March releases. So, this is Doves with Lost Souls. That's going to be weird. Alright, next up, my first album from this band here, Massive Attack. This is Mezzanine, however you say it. I say Mezzanine. I guess mezzanine. Mezzanine, I think, sounds better actually. Let's like get an actual like, pronunciation confirmation on that. So that's it. I think Massive Attack's like a industrial-ish electronic band or something because no MJ Nation's into them, so I figured that out. So this is Mezzanine by Massive Attack. I would like to get more from this band and other bands like them. Next up here we got Bob Dylan here, Modern Times. And another Bob Dylan. If I see him, I'll pick him up. Like Bob Dylan's influential and stuff. And now that he's not on Spotify for some dumb reason, um, figure it would be good to archive his material. So Modern Times. This was actually one of his later albums. So that's pretty cool. So Modern Times by Bob Dylan. Next up, we got some Christian rock, kind of early Christian rock here. Jars of Clay with their album Much Afraid. Pretty solid music on this. They're one of the better Christian rock bands, I think. Like Christian, like they kind of nudge towards adult contemporary a little bit. Because they're kind of not like what you typically think Christian rock is, like heavier, like what you think Skillet or Red or like bands of that variety are like. Jars of Clay is much like Third Day, like, or like bands like that. So if you like that band, you probably like this, but whatever. Jars of Clay. I have another Jars of Clay album in this stack, so we'll get to that when we get there. But next album up, we have Julian Casablancas, Phrases for the Young. I think he was in the Strokes, if I'm not mistaken, and this is my first from his solo endeavor, his solo career here. And it's amazing what you can find for $1. There's that, and then folds out, and then the disc shows up. Nice little artwork here on this. And I don't know if this has a booklet or not. Like, I'm now realizing that. Because these little sections don't pop out anything, so whatever. That's okay. Phrases for the Young, Julian Casablancas. Next up here is another Colt album I have here. This is my first actual album from them, not a single. This is Sonic Temple, released in '89. I would like to get more albums from this band, though. A pretty good mission that I have here. I believe we just have 2 left, which is good. So that's what it looks like on the inside. Yeah, so that's the Colt with Sonic Temple. Now let's get to those final 2 albums that we have here. This one I was really happy to see was in the dollar section because I've been trying to get this album for a while and never did, and now I have it in my possession. This is Far with Water and Solutions. Very good, kind of like alt rock stuff going on here. I finally have this album. And I would like to get more from this band because I think they're pretty good. So yeah. I didn't get the one with the DVD. I do want to get that one at some point. So maybe, not maybe I will. Maybe I'll come across it someday, but I don't know. But like, this is a good. This is a very good find, along with that Pearl Jam one. I did not expect Backspacer to be the $1 because Book Off. Usually, what they do, is all the good albums are usually super expensive. Like the Iron Maiden albums are usually like $18, $15 and stuff. The albums that people actually want are like more expensive. and they throw just random things like Brian Seltzer Orchestra and like I don't know jars of clay and stuff like in the $1. That's stuff that and I'm not saying that those are albums that people don't want. I'm just saying that they're perceived that way because Iron Maiden are much bigger than those bands, but or like Pearl Jam is huge, but like nothing is like worth it or I don't know what I'm trying to say. Like that shouldn't matter when you're picking up an album, honestly. But whatever. So anyway, let's get to the final album here. It's another Jaws Play. This one's Who We Are Instead. If you want to get the 11th hour and some other things, and I will get to your comment. It's basically it says "What Up, Scamp" from Zach D Productions here. So this is Jaws of Clay, Who We Are Instead. If you're hopping onto the site, I will do an overview of the CDs. And I'll probably end up doing that in the March physical media releases that I get. So yeah, just play Who We Are Instead. So yeah, this is a little bit of an overview of what I have here. All these 18 albums, $1 each for book off. And if you want to know, if you want a refresher on the DVDs that I got, this is them right here. These were all $250 because DVDs are more expensive, somewhat. So anyway, I wish I could stay longer and do more stuff, but I might come back and do a single roundup review. I might like, yeah, they were $1 each. Yeah, I'd like to hear if any of your local record stores, Zach D Productions, have places where they sell them for $1. That would be a pretty cool thing to do. Like, you can do that in the next video or whatever. I do plan on talking about some singles that were released recently. Nothing more. Shine Down and Mood Ring. Those 3 songs that came out. I did listen to them last night. And I'll do that in the next video. So, what do you think of my pickups? Leave them down in the comment section down below. Pretty much. This is Skip Wolf signing out. Take care.